Today we will be doing a little more problem on the previous chapter. That there was a numerical which came sometime some year back in ISC. So I will be discussing that. The question says, in the following circuit, you can write it down. In the following circuit, the voltmeter V1, the voltmeter V1 reads 0. The voltmeter V1 reads 0. So find the value of R, capital R. Find the value of R. This was part 1. Find the value of R was part 1, and part 2. Find the voltmeter reading V2. Find the voltmeter reading V2. And they had given a circuit like this. This is 1 year ISC question. They had given EMF E and internal resistance R1. Here it was E and internal resistance R2. And the voltmeter was given here like this. This is V1. This is V2. This was the circuit given here in the question. The voltmeter V1 reads 0. Then you have to find the value of R, and also you have to find the value of the voltmeter reading V2. What does the voltmeter reads? Voltmeter reads terminal voltage. Then terminal voltage across this cell, that is, you can say first cell, that is R1 is 0. The terminal voltage is 0. Then first we will be writing, since V1 reads 0, therefore formula V1 will be writing is E minus I R1. I write that first. V1 is 0, will become E minus I R1. Find the value of current from here. You get I R1 is equal to E. I value will be E upon R1. This is equation number 1. That is, current value from the circuit will be E upon R1. Once again, I will find the value of current using the both V1 and V2 are total EMF. They are giving the current in the same direction. You can see this one is the same direction. So EMF will be added up. That means will be total EMF will be 2E. Total internal resistance will be this plus this addition. The total resistance will become R plus R1 plus R2. This is equation number 2. Current is same, so will be equating. Therefore, from equation 1 and 2, from equation 1 and equation 2, we will make them equal. We will write like this. E upon R1 is equal to 2E upon R plus R1 plus R2. E and E cancel. We will do cross multiply. You get R plus R1 plus R2 is equal to 2R1. Capital R, you have to find. It will become 2R1 minus R1 minus R2. Therefore, capital R value will come R1 minus R2. So, this is the value of capital R. So, this becomes the value of capital. Capital R will be equal to R1 minus R2. They may give in the form of some numerical value. They will so maybe 2 volt here, there is also 2 volt given, and suppose R1 is given 2 ohm, and this is given 1 ohm. What is the value of this R? Become 2 minus 1 ohm answer. So that way of numerical form they may give, or they may give in alphabetical form. So this is the answer. The value of R we got. Now we have to find the reading V2. V2 reading, that V2 is equal to E minus I R2. Terminal voltage across this cell, that is internal resistance is R2, so I am writing here E minus I R2. V2 we have to find out E as it is minus I value either this one or this right or this one is here. I get E upon R1 into R2. That is the answer. Or we can maximum take E common, it will become 1 minus R2 by R1. This is the answer. This is the reading of the voltmeter V2. So that is the solution for this question. Now we will be doing one more problem and then we will do one more problem on this circuit. Here the question says, how would you arrange 48 cells? How would you arrange 48 cells, each of EMF 1.8 volt, and internal resistance 3 ohm, so as to get strongest possible current, in a resistance of 36 ohm. So I will be describing in the question. There are 48 cells and the EMF of each cell is 1.8 volt and internal resistance of each cell is 3 ohm. They have to give strongest possible current in a resistance of 36 ohm. Total number of cells, let n cells be connected in m rows. The total number of cells 48. That means mn value is 48. We can write this in equation number 1. Mn is m into m will be the total number of cells, 48. And they have to give strongest current, that means maximum current. What is the condition for maximum current? Last time I have written it. The condition for maximum current is like this: MR is equal to NR, N is small r. For maximum current, we can write this for maximum current. This is the equation. If M as it is, capital R is given 36, N as it is, small r is given 3, and this will go 12. We get 12 n is equal to n, equation number 2. Now we will solve these two equations and find the value of m and n. So n value is 12 and calculate n. Therefore, from equation 1 and equation 2, keep m as it is, into n value is 12n. Let's say 12n is equal to 48. Now find answer. This becomes 12n square is equal to 48. 4 times will go. So m square value is 4 and m value is coming 2. The value of m will be put here and get the value of n. That means 2 into n is equal to 48 from equation 1. Therefore n value is coming 24. That is, how would you arrange these cells? How would we arrange? We will conclude as now. Therefore 24 cells. Therefore 24 cells are to be divided into two rows. Therefore 24 cells are to be divided into two rows. That is how we can get the strongest possible current in the circuit. So that is the solution for this question. And one more question we will do and then we will be starting a new problem. Question says, n identical cells, n identical cells, each of EMF E and internal resistance R, each of EMF E and the internal resistance R, small r, give same current when they are connected in series and in parallel. Find the relationship between the external resistance R and internal resistance small r. Find the relationship between them. That is the question. Once again, I'll explain to you the question. The question says what? Question says there are n cells. They are giving same current in series and also in parallel. Then, what will be the relationship between the internal resistance of the cell and the external resistance? So, we'll be finding the solution for this question now. Answer. First case series. Right here for series. What is the formula of current? Current formula both on length is NE by R plus NR. This is the formula for series combination. If you are not sure, you can refer to the previous lesson and you will find this formula. Now we have for parallel. For parallel, what is the formula of current? The formula of current is NE by NR plus R. This is the equation number 2. Current is same, that's why I keep I and here also I keep I. Current is same. So you can write from equation 1 and 2, from equation 1 and equation 2, will be equating them, right? That is NE by R plus NR is equal to NE by NR plus small r. Cancel NE and NE cancel. Here we get R plus NR is equal to NR plus small r. Capital R will keep one side, small r keep it on the other side, like this. Take R common, here we get 1 minus n, small r common, we get 1 minus n. These two cancelling, we have the answer then R is equal to R. This is the relationship. Therefore, external resistance and internal resistance of each cell must be equal. So that is the relationship between R and small r. So these are the types of problem you can expect from this portion of the syllabus. Now, we do the next topic. There are 3 types of instruments. One is called ammeter, one is called voltmeter, one is called galvanometer. What is an ammeter? It is an instrument which measures current. What is the voltmeter? It measures voltage, or rather the terminal voltage or the potential difference, terminal potential difference. What is the galvanometer? Galvanometer is a device which detects current and which determines the direction of flow of current. A galvanometer is a device which detects current and gives the direction of current. Any current related device should have as low resistance as possible. They must have very low resistance because they must not obstruct current. Then only they will be able to give correct or accurate reading. Like ammeter should have very low resistance. An ideal emitter should have zero resistance. That is not possible, but it should be almost negligible. A galvanometer has low resistance, but not very low. A galvanometer also should have low resistance, but not very low. Normally, the galvanometer resistance will be like 5 ohm, 10 ohm, 20 ohm, not more than that. 25 ohm, not more than that. And the resistance of ammeter is actually it should be like 0.005 ohm, 0.001 ohm, very small. It's almost negligible. And a voltmeter is a volt related device, a voltage related device. So it must have a very high resistance, as high as possible. And ideal voltmeter should have infinitely high resistance. So that is actually practically may not be possible. That is a very ideal situation. But a voltmeter must have high resistance. Why? It does not have to measure current. Rather, it has to measure voltage. It must not consume any current of the circuit itself. And hence it will be able to record or determine the voltage across resistor more accurately. An ammeter or any kind of current related device is always connected in series in the circuit. With the wire will connect always in the series. Whereas a voltmeter is always connected in parallel across the two ends of the conductor in order to measure voltage. So in any circuit, voltmeter is always connected in parallel with the wire or with the resistor, whereas ammeter or diameter is always connected in series with that resistance, with that particular resistor. Because in series, current flowing will be the current will not be distributed, or current will not be disturbed, will not be obstructed by the ammeter. Whereas in parallel, voltmeter is always connected in parallel so that it should not consume more current, because it has to measure the potential difference between the ends of the resistor. It is always connected in parallel. So you got an idea. Ammeter, galvanometer, they have got low resistance. Galvanometer has a resistance of few ohm, like 5, 10, 20, 30, this kind of value. Whereas ammeter has a very low value of resistance, like 0.005 ohm, 0.003 ohm, like that, this kind of value, very small values. Whereas the voltmeter should have high resistance. Normally the resistance of voltmeter will be something 10,000 ohm, maybe 1 lakh ohm, maybe 50,000 ohm, this kind of values normally they have. A good voltmeter will have very high resistance. So today our lesson will be this much. I just gave you an idea. Tomorrow we will be very important problem, and which is almost sure, 100% sure to come in IC next year. This topic, galvanometer and ammeter. We have a making of changing a galvanometer into an ammeter and also into a voltmeter. This topic is highly important. So tomorrow I will be discussing about that at the same time, that is your own timing. Okay, so for today this much I must say, and then thank you.